Today we're talking about how to assemble the landscape rack, the SunEarth Landscape Rack kit. There's online, there's three different lengths. There's a couple of different lengths and models, so we've decided that we're using the model for a smaller collector today. Just consult if you have any questions on what size rack to buy, purchase, just give us a call or email us, we'll take care of it. But in each kit, it comes a little one-page, two-sided set of directions on how to assemble this landscape rack. First thing you do, you get the box, open the box, make sure you have all the parts. The parts are listed on the sheet. It's basically two support struts, two rear legs, 4 feet, 2 front, 2 rear on the feet, and the bolt in the hardware, and you get 4 panel clips, like CSSNs they're called. Again, check all the parts before you start, make sure you have them. Now the kit is designed to mount onto a structure. Now in the drawings and pictures they show it, the picture shows a nice rendering in the instructions of it on posts. What we've done in this case is we're on posts, as you can see, but we've got rails running east and west, and the panel faces south. And the reason for that is we can hit the rafters, and you may have to hit 2 rafters, or you may have to hit 3 depending on the roof structure. So this method of running 2 parallel struts allows you to hit rafters, load the panel, hit the structure in the roof. This is for a flat roof installation, and it allows you to adjust the other, across the north-south strut, which I'm here and here, that are used to actually be the base for the Rex rack. For the landscape rack set. So once we've done all that, these are 8-inch posts. Get you up off the roof, water issues, you flash these in, the standard roofing procedures. So what we have is these 2 rails, the east-west, the north-south rails and the east-west rails can be unistrut or other. Our strut, this is our solar strut. They do not come with the landscape rack kit because of variations in roofs, and you may need longer, shorter. So that's ordered separately. You can order this in up to 27 feet and cut the length. So those pieces do not come with it. What comes with the kit is the parts are listed here. So the first thing we have to do, we found the spacing for the north-south rails and the east-west rails, which is all determined based on the tables in the landscape rack manual. They're ready, and it's for the spacing we'll discuss after we get it up, but it's generally for the size, for the length of the collector. What we do first is we take and put the strut, that we set the feet in place, this front foot. So this is set, we use a chalk line. The tools you'll use on these are chalk lines, levels, you'll have wrenches. Here's a level, I'm done with that, so I'm going to put that aside. You'll have maybe an impact driver and a wrench. So you put the first foot, this is your front foot, and your strut. Just put it on. This is 1/2 inch. So you need the 2 sockets you'll need for this operation are, for the kit itself, it's 1/2 inch only. Now the bolts for the feet are 3/8, and that could be our stainless steel bolts, which we recommend for weather exposure, or strut nuts if you're doing unistrut. So you put that first strut on, come over here, put the second strut on. You can turn them. snug it up. It should. You just want it right now. You tighten them later, but you want them snug enough so that it'll stand up for you. Okay, once those are done, then you come over to the rear. You grab the rear leg and you set it. We've determined that it's going to be on the second hole. For the, we have a table that's in the enclosed directions, or there's tables. We have a couple of more manual and a diagram on our website. So you set this. You don't have to tighten that, just hand tight. And then you come back in here and you place the foot. Again, the foot, it has strut nuts and 3/8 strut nuts and bolts. They slide into the rail, into the strut. That comes in like that. Simply get your size. You can have this all marked out. I'm going by the manual, but you can determine your positions if you want, and you can speed up the process a little bit. Basically, I'm going to put the bolt in. I'm not going to put the nut in today, not right now. And then you see how I can move this. You set it to the angle, and that I have it marked already, but you can use an angle gauge or mark. The spacing should be equidistant here. So I'm just going to lock down this one foot, and that one's ready. Come over here. We have six total bolts like this. There are 3 on each. Didn't tighten it enough. Put the leg on here. Oh, wrong hole. Yep. The director just caught that. Second hole. You can change the holes sizes depending on the angle you want. So, and the leg size. That's a landscape rack model number for higher angle if you want to get it up to like 45 or 50. It goes to 60. So now I've got the lines marked. So the distance between front and back feet on both of them are the same. Just tighten this down. And then when I think it's all good, and now it's all set. You know, you can put a level across there and see that it's all flush. Then what you do is you take, what we're going to do is take the rear leg off now. So this is to get it set in the right position. Make sure it's all good. Your feet are tighten up the second one just like this. Keeps two of them keeps the foot solid. So you lower that down. Come over here. You just hand tighten these when you're doing this initial assembly. Pull this out. If you tighten it enough, it'll stay. If not, you hold it. Tighten up the next one. Now, we're ready. What are we ready for? We're ready for the solar collector. So, now, we'll grab, this is a 2-man job. We'll grab the collector. Boy, this is it. Turn it this way. Turn it down. grab that in. We're going to lay it on top of the strut. Right? Yeah. Okay, this one's just right with the bolt. There, okay. So we put it on. This way you don't, with it in this position, flat roof, you can see we can go to lunch or tie it down for wind. But so now we want to measure, just make sure it's about 13 inches and that's 16, so we got to go 1.5 this way. So it's about 14 on this one, about 14.5. Double check. You can mark. We're going to bump it just a little bit more. There we go. All right, so they're equidistant now. Now we use the CSSN clips that come with the system. Bolt those. Put this on. Put it on the drive. Put it on. That's the tool you'll probably use. Something similar. Put the clip on again. Now these back bracing struts come in different lengths depending on the collection you use. And they come so that you can. They also come so you can tilt it. You can tilt it not only this way, but you can offset it a little bit for draining. So that those, you put the front on, put the rear clips on. The last one it takes for. The rack's engineered to specific specifications. If you're in a high wind area like Florida or the Caribbean, or in a place where you get real high winds, you want to always verify the engineering at the site because it may be 3 posts are okay, maybe 4, 6 total. Maybe you can use 4. Depends on what you're bolting it to. If it's I-beam structural, you're fine. But if the area is real windy, you may have to put a 3rd leg in here. So that's up to the engineer, or you're doing it at your discretion. Okay, now we need our assistant again. And now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this up, and we're going to put the legs in. We'll pull the collector up. It hinges. Just hold it. And we're putting the bolts back in on the 2nd hole. Put the nut on it so the bolt doesn't fall out. Put the top one in. And then go ahead and do yours. Go ahead and put yours. So we're going to put both of them in. Put it in the 2nd hole here. Just put it here. This is where it takes 2 people. It's not heavy because your hinge is hinged. Okay. So what we've done is tilted the collector up, and then we've got the one leg. I'm going to show you what we did, but real quick. We have one leg in on the far side. Basically, you put one leg in, put the other leg in, put the nut on, and then now we drop the collector down. We use the leg as a support, and we're dropping the leg onto, it fits over the foot, and then the bolt goes in. And then put the nut on there. And you change it to half. This is all half inch. There you go. Make sure it's the right way. Yeah, and just tighten it so it's snug. Go ahead and do the top. I assume everybody has battery tools up on the roof or GFI protected electrical cords. Okay, there. And that's it. We've got everything hooked up. These were all tightened before. And so again, this is a 9/16 and tighten all those up. Yeah. And it's ready to go. You can check your all your bolts and just go over it one more time. You know, you might want an open-end wrench. You can get in there, but once it's in, these are all snug. And that's the landscape rack. The distance that we didn't mention before, I was going to get to that. So that we mentioned that I was going to come back to the distances here and how that's determined. The collector is about 76 inches, this one. So 20% of that is about 14 and a half, roughly. And that's what this distance is. So you take the total length, multiply it by 20%, and you get 14 and a half. So that is the distance from the edge to the mount. And the same over here. And that applies to all the collectors. So if they're longer, it's just a longer distance. It's 20%. So on an 8-foot panel, it's about 19 and a half inches here. And on a 4x10, it's 24 inches. So those distances change, but the ratio is the same. So, and then that leaves you in the middle about 45 inches distance. But that depends on the panel. This is a 4x6. Yeah, this is a this is our 4x6. We have that in a TRB. So this shows how our copper panels are made with just the rest. So it's all done. It's all ready to go. You plumb in the collector, and you're done. So again, anything, we have the manuals online. We have some guides for putting the rafters in. Again, you have to be on. You can see I've supported it to here and here and here. That's structural of the roof. You don't want to put it in here because it's soft. That would be the sheeting on the roof. So you have to find, on new construction, it's pretty straightforward. You can see it. And if for whatever reason, this mount is supposed to be over here, you can have, and a lot of the installers do this, they either block it in, they'll put a block between the rafters or trusses, or they'll have it in the plans for the framer to do it for you. So new construction is fairly straightforward to get the structure of the roof placed where you're going to put your mounts. And then the mounts will go in, like in a new construction, this would go down on the deck, and then the roofer would flash all these in. And then so when you come back, you've got a new roof, and you assemble your base. We call it the base frame. That's these two parts, or four, and then the Rex rack, which consists of the parts that are on the list, the strut and the rear leg and the bolts and the clips. Any questions, go on our website, drop us an email. If you have pictures, drawings, we can always help with that. Thank you.